need scissors.
Just
The
do
black ones?
Yeah, let's do the black ones.
Hello, I'm Sarah with an H Plays Dulcimer, and this is...
I guess I'm Dad Plays Dulcimer.
And today we are going to do some Dulcimer Arts and Crafts. So we're gonna make picks for our mountain dulcimers. All you really need are some household products that you probably have. Make sure that you consume the thing before you use the lid. You're going to be using an oatmeal lid. You can certainly use a raisin lid. We're not going to use that today. I brought a cream cheese lid from my house. No store does more than my H-E-B. You'll need your lids, any type of plastic thing in your house, a recyclable, some scissors, ideally some sort of nail file or emery board to file down the pick that you're going to make. Should we show off some of the picks that you have made / have adjusted, and then we're going to make our own picks?
Sure. First I'll show a pick that my dad made when he was visiting here before he passed away. He used these kinds of picks almost his whole life. And I'm not sure what this one is. Maybe an oatmeal container lid, peanuts in a can lid. He liked these picks fairly big, and he would strum like this. He was strumming kind of hard, kind of fast. I'm not going as fast as he would sometimes do. He liked to hear that. He liked to hear that noise. Some people like that. Some people don't like to have that noise. And you tend to get that with this kind of pick. It's also hard to pick individual strings, which my dad didn't do, but I tend to do. So even though I did this for many years too, I don't do that anymore.
Give a close-up.
Sometimes we made them, and we thought we were being really smart, and we made some that had two points on the end. Some were bigger than that. These are kind of two smallish points. And I can't really tell the difference in sound between that and the bigger one that's even fatter than I think I used to make.
But your joke was that if you put 2 points, maybe there will be double the melody.
Maybe you get more of the sound. You're maybe hitting the string twice. And of course, the second time will cancel out the first one, so I don't know if that matters. Standard Herdem pick, and the only real difference is from brand new to this is I did file down the edges a little bit because I don't like anything sharp on the edges. If you hold that one up, that's one that I played with for many years. It's dirty on the points I used, and it was slipping in my fingers, so I actually took a nail and put some little dents in it to help improve, to be able to hold on to it. This is a new one, filed down without use, to be sort of in the same shape. A couple of years ago I was having problems rotating, so I took a Herdem pick, and I cut it off between the points 2 and 3 and made kind of a boomerang. It doesn't rotate as much because when I'm holding it, my thumbs and fingers are kind of going around both sides of it. It's easier to keep straight, although I do rotate some. I don't get that slapping noise with the plastic picks. Like I say, some people like it one way, some people like the other. But the Herdem picks, I'm better off. I'm being able I'm easier to pick individual strings. They're not as big and long, and they're not as floppy. It's better for picking. The last thing we'll show you made up are some from the peanut container.
Is this the raisin or the peanuts?
Sorry, the raisin ones.
Yeah, this one's a fun shape.
Here, if you want a flat shape on the top, you can get that, or you can get a rounded shape, or you can go especially skinny.
This is quite fun.
Or you can make a guitar-shaped pick, slightly bigger than guitar-shaped. And just for fun, I will play each one of those skinny up. So skinny, a bit fatter, and then rounded too. This one's easier to hold on to, more to hold on to it. This one is pointed and is off center because I wasn't being careful when I made it. But that's okay. It's getting ringing louder because it's got
Yeah,
more stiffness
that's
because
very
it's
loud.
lighter there. And then the guitar pick. You don't mind that little slappy noise?
Right.
These are perfectly fine. They're basically free. They're $1 a piece
Yeah,
or more.
they
to
cost
buy
some
them.
money.
Oh, they cost money. So I'm going to make Sarah make one. She's never done it. I've done it. She can now make one.
I know. So I'll make one out of my cream cheese lid. I might make like a somewhat curved but big, decently large one, bigger than.
Well, that's
I don't
pretty
know.
well.
Or maybe
this is
guitar
even a
pickish.
large pick, but this
Sure.
is probably too big.
Yeah. So maybe something slightly smaller than this. I'm just gonna take my scissors and go for it. Oh, all right. These are good scissors. So I'm not doing as pointed.
You can try again.
That's true.
Before you try to file it, you
Okay.
can take your scissors
And kind of clean it up a
smooth
little
it
bit.
out a little.
Okay.
Probably better to cut off a bigger section and then cut
File
the
it
edges.
down. Well, that makes
then
sense.
cut the edges of the pick.
Right,
Don't try
right.
to cut it
Sure.
in place because you can't really get the scissors around.
Whoops.
Okay. Try to skin it down.
I'm just curious what that's gonna sound
Okay.
like. It has a really warm tone to it.
Sounds pretty good to me. With something that soft, you don't have to smooth the edges. The harder material, I like to
Sure.
smooth the edges.
How did you and Granddaddy know to make picks out of stuff like this?
I don't know. He probably thought of it or something. You're talking about a long time ago.
And for those who are watching, how long are we talking here?
I'm talking about some year that is before 1970.
That is very long ago.
55, 60 years ago.
Well, I was talking about making picks, and there were a lot of people that said that they would take like old credit cards, insurance cards.
And they would be stiffer.
Right.
Better
much
or
stiffer.
worse.
I'm gonna make this one a little bit more pointed. Yeah, this plastic doesn't seem to need any filing down
Yeah, I
per
don't think
se.
so either. More pointed.
More pointed. That sounds good.
And it's big enough not to slip in your fingers.
Right. What kind of a shape should I make out of
It's
the
up to
oatmeal?
you. You've got about 5 or 6 tries.
That's true.
Try this. Just cut
Okay.
the whole thing in half.
The whole thing in half. Okay. Okay. It's pretty easy to cut.
Yeah. Think about how big you want to make it.
It's like pizza.
It's like pizza, except think about the rounded. Cut it off too big, and then round
Yeah.
what you got to get the shape you want. If you wanted it to be a little taller than that, then you would not.
Right.
You would not do it.
So would you put that kind of a point on your dulcimer? Do you think you would whittle it down a little bit?
Could you use this?
Yeah.
I have less pointed here. I have more support behind what's there.
Gotcha.
Whoa, wrong one. It works.
Sounded interesting. Huh.
To be careful not to get
Right.
into that part. All depends on how stiff your material is.
Sure. Why did you like using yogurt lids?
Well, because I used to collect them. And I
What would
had
you
a-
collect them for?
Well, we had kids that go to school, and they had to show something that has 100 things on it. I had collected yogurt lids. They also make great toys. Now, hold on to
Yeah,
the
you'll have to show.
So
why.
if you hold it up upside down backwards, flip your finger,
Whoa.
it'll fly across the room.
That was really good. All right, here's a
So
rounded.
please put the lid back.
Well, yeah.
You know,
You don't want to lose your oatmeal. I hope they got it. That was a one-time moment.
you just pick.
Nice. That sounds pretty good.
So for strumming, I think these work fine. Individual string picking, they're not
Right.
as good. Partly because they're bigger, they're bendier, and so I don't think you quite know exactly where the tip is.
I'm curious of like a really long pick.
Right?
That's going to be really difficult. With the point. Oh. Sounds good.
got to remember, you may have never seen it, but people used to play flat on their lap, the noter stick they slid up and down, and a turkey quill with holding the fat end and strumming with the skinny end that was several inches away from the fretboard.
Right. Sounds good.
And this was, it's good, but this was not quite stiff enough for me to hold it this far away.
That makes sense. How come you learned to play with picks? Was that pretty standard for when you started?
I don't know. I think we may have had a noter stick back at that, but I never used a noter stick. Beginning most people played flat on the lap.
Yeah.
They slid the noter stick up and down. I didn't really do that except to show people you could do that.
Sure.
I used fingers to go up and down. Then I learned I could use more than one finger to go up and down. Many years I never really played much on either of the other strings other than the melody string. There's still times in the jam, you don't have to do the same thing all the time. The joke is, for the first year, you try to play exactly what is written down and what somebody else is playing. After that, you try to play something different than everybody else is playing. So there's times in the jam I get lazy, or if Sarah's watching me because she doesn't know the song, I will start doing one thing instead of what I might usually do. And there I'm using several fingers and it's harder to follow than me. Maybe we didn't use the turkey quill so much because we didn't have any turkey quills. So there are wild turkeys that wander through the house my parents built.
Oh, really?
Even this year. My mother sent me pictures of turkeys.
Oh, wow.
A whole flock of turkeys.
But you never used the quills?
I never used the quill.
Very interesting.
Nope, don't know why.
You'll have to explain why you play like this instead of flat on your lap, why you have it angled like this.
Okay, so like I said, I used to play this way, sliding up and down. There was one point, my dad and I put some French doors in right over here. I was hammering it up like this. My arm got sore. I've learned over time that strumming in this way is more strain on your arm than strumming this way. Some of these young people like Stephen Seifert and Lloyd Wright, I saw them playing tilted up and I thought, well, maybe I could do that. I would try it, and then Dulcimer would do this.
With your strap on? Did you have your strap on?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
And at the time, I didn't have a strap. Having problems hanging on to the Dulcimer. Then I got a strap, and I learned that I could play this way. It took me about 2 weeks to be able to play and not
angled
and not be confused. The more I played, I realized my thumb is sitting here, and this arm is kind of balancing it over here. I have a strap on, but I'm not using the strap right now, and that works just fine. I still put the strap on if my pants are too slick, or I know things are going really fast. I don't want to lose anything. I'm holding on to it, which actually makes it somewhat easier to do the frets up and down without having to look. This way doing it is much harder to keep a finger underneath. You also can't get over to here. Your belly gets in the way. If I tried that sitting down, it's much harder because it's way over there. I'm having strum at a strange angle. See, this arm would be hurt and I would give up. After a year, I could not do that. I could not just hold the Dulcimer up with that hand. If anything hurts, stop doing it the way you're doing. Change the angle rather than you can strum in different places, you can change your angle, you can wiggle things around. You don't do things when things hurt. Miss Sarah with an H.
I'm learning that. I'm learning that with the hammer Dulcimer.
The hard way.
Yep. I learned that I am hypermobile in my right arm, so that means I need to make some adjustments. So what kind of pick did Granddaddy like playing on the most? Like this kind of a pick?
The reason this one is here is because he would come to our town and he would come stay with us at Christmas or whatever. He did not like commercial picks. This kind or anything else. This is one he made while he was here. I kept it away in a box. I'm sure there was other ones along the way that got lost.
He didn't like these because this wasn't loud enough for him?
I don't know if it was because he couldn't strum the way he strummed and hold on to it.
Right.
Like I have trouble sometimes with these. If I try to go really fast, and notice this is much louder.
Right.
It's much louder, but when you're hitting strings with it, it's kind of wiggling in your hand. Things like gorilla snot, That is something you put on there to keep your
Okay.
pick from sliding off your fingers. I've never used, I've heard of it, I'm sure there's other things too. Don't really have that problem with these. They're not quite as loud, but he did 90% of his playing he did all by himself. At the beginning, he could play a few things, but over time, he would just sit and play tunes that he knew, that already knew the tune, he would play them. He never read any music, did any tab or anything like that. He could do what he wanted to do with these, and he would get pretty loud because he would hit it hard, probably harder than I am. He would also angle it, rather than going straight across, he would come in at a little bit of an angle. I intentionally tried to hit it really hard because he would be hitting
Yeah,
it really,
really
hard.
hard.
He was enjoying it, and I like to play with him. Happened whenever we would go visit there, he would come here.
Yeah.
He kept the Dulcimer sitting in his living room on the couch with picks nearby, ready to play at a moment's
That's smart.
notice.
That's smart to do.
Not hanging up on the wall
Right. Well,
all the time.
that is smart. The less steps that you need to get ready to play, the better, the easier. It's a good strategy. Okay, I don't know what else to talk about. That covers a lot.
That covers a lot.
We'll make a separate video at some point on the story of building that Dulcimer and how it all happened next time, at some point. All right, thanks for Dulcimer Arts and Crafts with Dad Plays Dulcimer and Sarah Plays Dulcimer. We'll see you next time.
Sarah with an H.
Sarah with an H. Bye.